In this video I want to talk about two concepts for wireless redstone because the methods used in 1.8 and before have been fixed in 1.9. So I have two ideas how you could send information over unlimited distances. First one is this right here. It uses something called the tile tick cap. First of all, a tile tick is just a delay, and some blocks use tile ticks for the delay, for example repeaters. If I set a repeater to something like the fourth setting and I activate him, a tile tick will get created in the repeater with a delay of 8 game ticks, and it will count down every game tick, and once it's done it will destroy itself, and then it will tell the repeater to change its state. That's how repeaters manage their delay. Torches, comparators, dispensers, droppers, flowing water and flowing lava also use tile ticks for the delay, and the interesting things about tile ticks is that only 1000 tile ticks are allowed to finish in one game tick. So if more than 1000 repeaters change their state in one single game tick, only the first 1000 repeaters will actually change the state, and all the other repeaters will have to wait until the next game tick before they are allowed to change the state. And so basically, if I press this button, every repeater in this entire world will get additional delay. I actually have 2000 repeaters instead of 1000 here, so you could make it once a lot smaller. With 2000 repeaters, all repeaters in the world will have to wait 2 game ticks instead of just 1 before they are allowed to fire. And if I press this button, this repeater clock will get out of sync with this piston clock, and then this is detectable. So if I press this button, the piston clock will not actually be affected by this except for the lag, but the repeater clock will get out of sync, and then the comparator can output here. So under normal circumstances a 1 tick repeater would be faster than a piston, but if I press this button, then the piston will be faster than the repeater, and that's basically how this thing works. The downside about this method to send information is that you need a pretty big receiver. You can compact it a lot. You can first of all cut it in half and then make more elaborate receivers which can also detect if the delay is only 1 additional game tick, and then instead of repeaters you can also just use flowing water, because I think it's easier to generate 1000 flowing water blocks instead of placing down 1000 repeater and activating them correctly. And the biggest downside of this contraption is probably that it would also affect a lot of other contraptions you might not want it to affect. But this is one method which could be expanded upon and made into a usable wireless redstone design if you really want to. The second concept I want to show has to do with villages, and it's actually not completely unlimited range but just very large range, or maybe arbitrarily large range. So right here, I will turn down the sound a little bit. Right here we have a villager and a zombie, and over here we have a village. Now the villager is currently outside of a village, but he sees this village and he wants to go into this village to make it his home village, because it's very important for villagers to have a home village, and therefore he will ignore the zombie because it's more important for this villager to get into his home village than to run away from the zombie. That's why he's standing right here. If we however change the village so it has a significantly larger radius, then the villager which tries to get into the village will be automatically in the village, and then he doesn't need to go into the village anymore because he is already in the village, and once his AI updates, which can take some time, he will consider running away from the zombie. So by modifying a doorway over there, we managed to send a signal over here. It's not really stable in this design because the villager can momentarily go back to the up pressure plate, but it's definitely possible to make this stable in a way that you get a stable signal from this. And this is the smallest village possible, but you can also make much larger villages. So right here we just sent a signal over something like 100 blocks, but if you have a larger village which you modify by just placing or breaking one single door, then you can also send signals over very large distances, because it's possible to make villages which go over several thousand blocks range. And now if we remove the door again, the village gets smaller again, and then the villager tries to get in here again. And villagers think they can go through carpets, which they can't. Yeah, that's basically the second concept. The main problem with this concept is that you need to make sure that if you use this to send signals, that it doesn't interfere with any other villages, like naturally generated ones or villages in iron farms. You shouldn't use this to send a signal past an iron farm. And yeah, but this also has a lot of potential if you manage to just build a village between your sending station and your receiving station, which should be relatively easy. Then you can also send signals using this. And that's basically all for this video.